Okay, so getting back into the literature, I ran into some really powerful information today. Didn't want to jump ahead, and I was just like shaking my head, right? Because it's the kind of information that if I speak it properly, and I know that I have certain individuals who are listening to my every last word to see if I'll cross myself up in my own web. But here's the whole thing: the Lord will make a crooked road straight. All you got to do is depend on Him. And then when you start lacking faith, you know that that's the opposite of fear. And that's when you say, Lord, Lord, give me extra faith. Give me as much as you can, Lord, because I need it. And so generally, the Lord gives you what you want. That's why when you unconsciously seek for the unconscious, you become more ignorant. So I wanted to get right to the reading, which I thought that was very, very powerful. And I wanted to talk about later about this lady that was very that assisted me a great deal. Her name was Sa- excuse me, Sister Abdullah. No, Sister, doggone it, what was her name exactly? I'm just talking to a lady, a school teacher. Her name is Sadiqa Francis. But this lady's name was, I had it written down. Let me see if I got, yeah. Okay, her name was Sister Siaeta Abdullah. Sister Siaeta Abdullah. This is a dedication to this sister. I was working at this school called Lombard Middle School, and I didn't have a car at the time, right? And I was trying to, what do you call that? Like, like maintain myself, get with the kids, as far as doing what was necessary, plus keep a job and the whole nine, right? And I remember one time I was sitting on the bus, and I ain't got no problem with sharing this because it happened. It was real because this was part of my creation, like who I am in this moment, in this second, me realizing that I'm changing for the better in the next minute that goes past, because that's how serious it is for me. So what I would make up for not being certified, and though I was a substitute teacher, I dressed really, really nice. Always wore a suit and a tie, shoes. And I remember one time I had got on the bus with these other school kids, and I was sitting up front because, of course, if you're an adult, you don't want to go in the back because just the kids just act up really, really bad. Show that they're still doing it on those certain buses, even up to today, especially the bus number 13. That's on North Avenue. Anyway, I remember one time I was so frustrated and I was so like devastated, in terms of like just dealing with the energies I was dealing in the classroom and trying to stay focused. Then I remember I was sitting up front and I slowly closed my eyes and tears start rolling down my face. I don't know how long it was. It couldn't have been very long, but it was long enough that the front of my shirt started to get like damp. But it wasn't like a jerking type of tearing. It was silent. All I know is that when I finally opened up my eyes, the kids that were sitting up in front of me, they looked at me as if they were in shock and they put their head down, which gave me enough time to wipe my eyes because I was trying to figure out what was I doing wrong. Why wasn't I reaching these kids to show them that I truly loved them from my heart and the reason why I was there and that I really wanted to make a difference? And it was very, very, very hard. So middle school is like sixth, seventh, eighth, and then we had a high school that was above us. And I remember one time it was sixth, seventh, and eighth, Just as I was getting ready to go home one day, they told me, we're going to make you quit. And when they couldn't make me quit, I had about two or three students who came up to me and they said, Mr. Millette, you're a real teacher. That was almost the equivalent of my check. Because because the thing is, if your heart is there, you're not there with the kids for just your paycheck. You're there because you love what you do, and they can sense the teachers that love what they do, opposed to the teachers that as soon as the bell ring, you got teachers that practically out not only with the kids but practically just before them. I remember one time there was a lot of kids, and you have kids that are what do you call that, like they look older than their age. And I remember one time I was about to go home, and there was a teacher that no, was a principal. Her nephew used to play for the Baltimore Ravens. His name was Talafero. He's a running back. And this was like about like maybe like '07, like '06, somewhere around there. But if you look it up, you'll tell I'm not lying. Tala, Talaferro, running back, Baltimore Ravens. Anyway, um, there were some teachers, the principal, and there was some security staff. So this girl yelled out, Mr. Millette, where was you at last night? Why didn't you call me? I'm like, thank God that the teachers knew that I wasn't on that kind of time. But these girls were fast for their age. But it just dawned for me in a split second. What if they didn't have my back and just it would have started an investigation, something that I didn't even do. But that's not the point. I'm just saying this is part of what made me. Did I find the young lady who was a student at fault? No. She was just doing what young ladies do. See, so I had to have understanding way back then. So unless you've been in the trenches and know what kind of time I'm on and what I've been through, you can't judge me. You can only judge yourself. And the only person that can judge me is a supreme creator. And he's above what they call the creator of the earth. Because you got different creators, but then you got this one, like he's so far up, they don't even got a name for him. That's why they don't have him in the Bible, and that's why the Jews don't say his name. That's if they even know it. Because this is how I know that some of the Jews don't know it. Because if you say his name, you got to do right. And I've lived in a certain part of Baltimore City up by Northern Parkway. And when it's on Saturday and Sunday, the Jewish population, they push their strollers with their families, walk in the gutter. For some reason, they walk in the gutter. And they can't drive nothing. They got to walk all day long, right? And I done seen how they really carry it. And they not what they appear to be. Because check this out. If you got the truth, right? Let's say you are the chosen people. If you have the truth, your job is to give it to the rest of the world. So everybody can stop struggling. Everybody is still playing musical chairs. Before the music start, you got three people sitting in a chair. Only thing about it, they have conspired that they're not getting up. You got seven more, which equal 10, that when the music start, they think they're going to get a chance to sit down and get a piece of the pie. It ain't like that. That ain't the real deal. So that's why in my particular case, when I connect with the Lord, he gives me the insight that I need. He gives me the focus that I need. Like, like, like every day, almost like every hour, my faith is building upon itself. Because yes, I do have something to prove. That's just like a moment ago. I went to the store around the corner. Because sometimes when I call my mother, she will not pick up the phone. And at one time, I used to take it personal. But I was able to get a family member of mine to do a welfare check to make sure she was okay. But she's supposed to be having some other people live with her. But my point is this. When people care about you and they love you and you don't return that love, it's hard to keep on loving. But when you meet God and God is in your life, you love because that's the only currency you know that you need. That's all you need. And God will give you everything else. So I say all that to say this. My mother taught me insensitivity. She taught me the lack of love. She taught me how to rip a person down and keep them down and destroy them from the inside out. But there was something about myself in my soul that might come off to others as weak, that wouldn't allow me to do that. And now I done connected with the true source, with the true power. So I say that to any young men, whether you have a relationship with your mother or not, if you have a relationship with your moms, make it tighter. If you don't have a relationship with your mom, love her anyway. Because that's the mark of a man. That's the first aspect of being a man that you recognize. You got to be there for your mom no matter what. You got to give back no matter what. You got to accept it. You have to set the proper example no matter what, no matter how much you beat down. So that's the reason why I have to be a candle that everybody can see, not underneath a bush. You don't put a candle underneath a bush. So yeah, I'm feeling it. I should be. You know why? Because I'm expectant. I'm in an anticipatory mental state. I know that when my Father God says he's going to take care of his business, he's the only one that allows for me to breathe oxygen. That means nobody who's listening to this is helping me breathe at all. And so that's what I appeal toward. That energy, that essence, that intelligence that's also listening to these videos as well. Yeah, it's deep and I'm loving it. Yeah, I have something to prove and I'm going to prove it. Because this is what I found out. I got the greatest power that nobody knows about. And those who do know about, we are of one frequency. We don't have to fight amongst each other. Ain't no big eyes and little U's. Ain't nobody more important than the other in person. And it's not what you physically have. It's what you have spiritually stored up. Let me get to this reading. That's how smooth it is this evening. The truth about hate. Ours is a world of many conflicts because we're still ignorant. On all sides of us, we see the contending forces of good and evil. Many people would have us believe that evil is as much a reality as good. That would have us believe that there are two opposing forces at work in the universe, God and the devil. Listen to this one for my concordance people, my Bible people that study the Bible. Such people are accepting opinion evolved during the darkest ages of mankind, where all things were judged by appearances. The slightest thought on the matter makes it apparent that both God and the devil could not exist. There can only be one creator. God couldn't make the devil, and the devil couldn't make God. There's only one truth behind the universe. If you accept the devil as being this truth, you are forced into believing that truthful things are hate, violence, robbery, murder, war, ugliness, poverty, disease, chaos, and all goodness is false. If you accept God as being this truth, you are perceiving that truthful things are love, peace, work, constructiveness, neighborliness, meaning you got great neighbors, beauty, abundance, health, and order, and all evil is bam bam fake. The choice is obvious. All evil is false, is illusion. Then what is the truth about hate? Pray tell. Scribe. The truth about hate is love. Hate is simply love moving in the wrong direction. Let me say that. Let me say that one more again for my students that be lunching, sleeping. Hate is simply love moving in the wrong direction. Hate is simply love turned upon itself. In the ancient scriptures, beyond what most people don't know nothing about, they call it Sanskrit. We find hatred does not cease by hatred. Let me say that again. Hatred does not cease by hatred. So that means if somebody hate me, the Lord gonna give me something that's gonna like make them go sleep. They're gonna put them to sleep, make them wake up. Yeah, wake up, man. Yeah, get this. Hatred does not cease by hatred. Hatred ceases by love. See, 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 they say an ordinary man learns by his own mistakes. A great man learns by the mistake of others. So what Dr. King taught me as a black man, and he marched in love, regardless of what his private life was, Dr. King taught me to rock with love, but know how to have my security like on like it's on some like nanobots. Yeah, I know. I get it. It sounds stupid. I don't care. I don't care what you think. I do my research. I know what's out here. Now look at it like this. If you with God and he owned everything, man, everything. What that mean? That mean that whatever that Russia got, whatever China got, whatever England got, whatever Britain got, I will even go to this part. And plus I'm gonna talk about this too, right? If it's any alien forces that done brought their technology and then gave it secretly, whether it's Area 51, Groom Lake, or whether it's Dulce, New Mexico, floors underneath, it don't matter. We got access to that. We got access to stuff that they can't even think about. You know how you are when you got your daddy and he like protecting you, and we talking about the creator of the creators. Because in a minute I'm gonna prove it. Matter of fact, I'm not proving nothing. That's another thing I'm learning. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing, but I'm on point. Listen. Thus it is said that Jesus advised to turn the other cheek and to love your enemies. Love always overcomes hatred, for love is the truth about hatred. Find a man who hates, and you will find a man who believes he is hatred. Find a man who resents, and you will find a man who believes he is resented. Find a man who is bitter, and you will find a man who believes life is treating him bitterly. Find a man who's hopeless, and you will find a man who believes that no one cares for him. The common belief of all who deny love is their conviction that life does not love them. Now, when my mom's treated me the way that she did when I was a little boy, yes, I did not believe that the world loved me, because my mom did not love me. How do I know that? Because she did not treat me with the love that you're supposed to treat your only son. And so what I had to learn after dealing with my dad and he transitioned was I had to get in crazy situations until the Lord said, are you willing to listen, son? Are you ready? Are you ready to hear me? I was so beat down. I was like, I couldn't even. First of all, when God talks to me, I don't really hear like a voice, but my body starts to tremble. I can feel something. I know it's good. I know it's not negative because I've felt negative energy before many times. Tears start rolling out my eyes, like real serious. I start connecting stuff that I normally would not connect, like why am I alive? And like even talking now, like I'm like trembling like just a little bit, just like thinking, man, because like when you go into prayer and you focus and you have faith and you have conviction and you're expectant and you're thankful and you really realize like just how powerful God is, like it just humbles you. It's kind of hard to explain. Now the definition says if you have a connection with God and it's a direct experience, you can't even write it up. You can't even tell nobody. You can't tell nobody. You can't put in no words. So now I get a chance to manifest in my own life and just be expectant, just be ready. Like I don't know when my car situation is going to change, my housing situation, my bank account situation, how I'm going to connect with the people that I'm going to be interacting with, because I also know that when you with God, he send you your peoples, and certain stuff is already happening already. I thought I had to depend on other people to get people to co-sign what I was doing, until I done found out, yo, if you got the plan, run it. Run it. You don't need nobody there with you, man. God there with you. Yeah, yeah, he there. So it is that all evil is born of rejected love. Whew, my God. Ain't no rappers talking about this. Ain't no rappers. Future, Drake, Young Boy, NBA, whoever. They're not talking about this. But they're going to be. They're going to have to get with the program. People get with a program when they're getting paid. But there's a way where you can get paid and it's not physical, it's spiritual, and you can feel it. It make you get up in the morning, start doing jumping jacks. It start making you thinking about things like what you're going to do to make somebody else happy. Who you can call and say good morning to, and they really know you really mean it. And then how to take your plan from nothing and take it to the next level through what? Creativity, not competing with someone else. Love creates, produces, heals, comforts, guides, illuminates. He who makes himself one with love makes himself one with God, and God works through him. Now, I just want to make mention, right? Make sure that I get the name right. Not supposed to say Dr. Miss uh, uh, um, Toyan Pittman. When she entered my life, she tried to get me to read this one book. But it was hard for me to read a book on love by a white man, right? It's hard for me as a man to read a book on love on nothing, right? Because, man, we don't read no books on love. What? Love? What is that? Know what I'm saying? When you're a predator, you crushing. That's what you do. Love? What that got to do with it? What part of the game is that? So anyway, the reason why she's so powerful as far as being a life coach and how she entered my life was because she would be on my Bluetooth when I would be interacting with certain very important people in my life. And she would hear how everybody would be talking. And I noticed that she very rarely would say anything. Not wouldn't even say anything. She wouldn't very rarely say, I mean, she would just like listen, wouldn't make any comments. And all her comments was like positive and proactive. And she was the one that God sent to me. And she worked on me and worked on me and worked on me and worked on me and worked on me. I only seen this lady one time. One time. And I never even knew that she had graduated from Harvard or was a behavior analyst. And I mean, she would tell me certain stuff, and You know what I mean? But I, you know what I mean? I was like dealing with her like regular, you know what I'm saying? Like we were just talking, we had met through business when I was working at this dealership in Scottsdale, Arizona. They call it Snotsdale because it's a very snobby environment. Very, very, you know what I mean? It's the kind of spot where white folks look down on white folks, and the white folks they looking down, they supposed to be paid. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that Miss Pittman shared with me about certain information, and I'd like to thank her again. I'm going to get to the rest of the information tomorrow because I don't want to bog everybody down. I can clearly see my time is up. I've spoken enough, but I just wanted to tell everybody, especially like the young man, I hope that's still listening, that's up at FedEx. And you remember we was talking because ordinarily I wasn't even supposed to be there. And you were very helpful. You were very, what do you call that? Had excellent customer service. I wanted to tell you to keep up the great work, and and that don't forget, like I told you, while you're there, study everything that you can. Don't turn down any aspect where you can learn more about the company, especially when it relates to paperwork, invoices, deliveries. Uh, do the kind of jobs that other people don't want to do, so you can learn more about the company and work on your communication skills, your writing skills, any skills dealing with the internet, etc. And don't forget to have the mindset of um, of the fact of potentially acquiring a FedEx franchise. Find out without the money, how much does it cost? So what, you ain't got the money right now, but you in the right spot. And I got a friend of mine. We used to talk about Jerry Rice. He's the number one wide receiver for the NFL. And what made Jerry Rice so awesome was not that he was the fastest, the quickest, couldn't jump the highest, but his work ethic was on another level. And he would run without the ball. And he made more of his yardage after he caught the ball when the play was broken up. So I have another individual partner of mine that I'm teaching, and we talk about Jerry Rice a lot. And what we agree about is the ball is in the air and we run it. And whether the play get broken up or whatever, we're going to make that play because the ball's already in the air. So we have the mindset of Jerry Rice. Yeah. And it's a little bit more than that, but I'm not even going to get on that. Yeah. Until I make another video.